The facts matter now. In response to misinformation and rumors, FEMA has created a hurricane rumor response page. Rumor: FEMA will only provide $750 to disaster survivors to support their recovery. This is false. This is a type of assistance that you may be approved for soon after you apply, called Serious Needs Assistance. It is an upfront, flexible payment to help cover essential items like food, water, baby formula, breastfeeding supplies, medication, and other emergency supplies. There are other forms of assistance that you may qualify to receive, and Serious Needs Assistance is an initial payment you may receive while FEMA assesses your eligibility for additional funds. As your application continues to be reviewed, you may still receive additional forms of assistance for other needs such as support for temporary housing, personal property, and home repair costs. If you have questions about your disaster assistance application and what you qualify for, contact FEMA at 1-800-621-3362 to speak with a FEMA representative in your language. Note: FEMA adjusts the maximum amount of financial assistance available to disaster survivors each fiscal year, which began on October 1. The new maximum for the initial Serious Needs Assistance is now $770. These maximums apply to any disasters declared on or after October 1, 2024. Rumor: FEMA is blockading people in Florida and preventing evacuations. This is false. FEMA is not blockading people in Florida and preventing evacuations. FEMA does not control traffic flow or conduct traffic stops, which are handled by local authorities. This is a harmful rumor that can put lives in danger. If you live in the west coast of Florida and the Florida Peninsula, take immediate action to protect yourself and your loved ones. Follow the guidance of your local authorities. If you are ordered to evacuate, do so immediately. Delaying your evacuations can put your life and the life of others at risk. Local officials are the best source of information about evacuation and resources to help. Find more information at Hurricane Milton, Florida Disaster. Rumor: FEMA only provides loans to disaster survivors. This is false. In most cases, FEMA grants do not have to be paid back. There are some less common situations in which you may have to pay FEMA back if you receive duplicate benefits from insurance or a grant from another source. For example, if you have insurance that covers your temporary housing costs, but you ask FEMA to advance you some money to help you pay for those costs while your insurance is delayed, you will need to pay that money back to FEMA after you receive your insurance settlement. If you are a homeowner or small business owner, low-interest disaster loans are also available from the U.S. Small Business Administration, SBA, in a declared major disaster area. These loans may help with home repair or replacement, personal property, vehicles, mitigation, business losses, and working capital for small business and most private nonprofits. Learn more about SBA disaster loans. Rumor: applying multiple times for disaster assistance will speed up the process of being approved. People need to apply for assistance one time per household. Do not resubmit or create a new application during the disaster assistance process. Submitting more than one application per disaster will cause delays. You can check the status of your application or read any FEMA correspondence by accessing your disasterassistance.gov account or by calling the FEMA helpline at 800-621-3362. Rumor: the FAA is restricting access to the airspace for Helene rescue and recovery operations. The FAA is not restricting access for recovery operations. The FAA is coordinating closely with state and local officials to make sure everyone is operating safely in very crowded and congested airspace. Rumor: FEMA distributes aid based on demographic characteristics. FEMA provides assistance to survivors regardless of race, color, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, religion, age, disability, English proficiency, or economic status. Rumor: FEMA is in the process of confiscating Helene survivor property. If I apply for disaster assistance and my land is deemed unlivable, my property will be seized. FEMA cannot seize your property or land. Applying for disaster assistance does not grant FEMA or the federal government authority or ownership of your property or land. When you apply for disaster assistance, a FEMA inspector may be sent to verify the damage on your home. This is one of many factors reviewed to determine what kind of disaster assistance you may be eligible for. If the results of the inspection deem your home uninhabitable, that information is only used to determine the amount of FEMA assistance you may receive to make your home safe, sanitary, and functional. Rumor: FEMA is no longer accepting applications for housing assistance. FEMA is still accepting applications throughout areas affected by Helene. For current application timelines, visit disasterassistance.gov. You can also see if applications are being accepted on FEMA's state-specific Helene disaster web pages: Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. Rumor: FEMA does not have enough money to provide disaster assistance for Helene. FEMA has enough money right now for immediate response and recovery needs. If you were affected by Helene, do not hesitate to apply for disaster assistance, as there is a variety of help available for different needs. Rumor: FEMA is asking for cash donations and turning away volunteers. This is false. FEMA does not ask for or generally accept any cash donations or volunteers for disaster response. We do encourage people who want to help to volunteer with or donate cash to reputable voluntary or charitable organizations. After a disaster, cash is often the best way to help, as it provides the greatest flexibility for these reputable organizations working on the ground to purchase exactly what is needed. If you encounter someone claiming to represent FEMA and asking for donations, be careful, as this is likely a scam. Government employees will never solicit money. Rumor: funding for FEMA disaster response was diverted to support international efforts or border-related issues. This is false. No money is being diverted from disaster response needs. FEMA's disaster response efforts and individual assistance is funded through the Disaster Relief Fund, which is a dedicated fund for disaster efforts. Disaster Relief Fund money has not been diverted to other non-disaster related efforts. Rumor: FEMA is confiscating donations for survivors. Rumors about FEMA turning away donations, stopping trucks or vehicles with donations, confiscating and seizing supplies often spread after a disaster. These are all false. FEMA does not take donations and/or food from survivors or voluntary organizations. Donations of food, water, and other goods are handled by voluntary agencies who specialize in storing, sorting, cleaning, and distributing donated items. FEMA does not conduct vehicle stops or handle road closures with armed guards. Those are done by local law enforcement. Source: www.fema.gov/disaster/current/Helene/rumor-response. The facts matter now. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified about new episodes.